Over and above the 5 times in which the words Zot Torat introduces a set of laws recorded in Parshat Tzav, Vayikra 6 and 7, we have another 6 instances in which this format is used. Once in Vayikra 11, another time in Vayikra 12, again in Vayikra 13, twice in Vayikra 14, and once again in Vayikra 15. One obvious distinction between the two sets are the respective pasuk location. The first set are generally located in the early part of the perek, whereas in the second set the pasuk numbers are much higher, a 46, a 59, a 32, a 57, a 32 again, suggesting that they all come at the end of the respective perakim. And even the Zot Torat HaYoledet of Vayikra 12:7 functions as the concluding phrase of the korbanot brought by a woman subsequent to the birth of her child. These 6 instances provide us with the first of 3 options for the translation of Zot Torat ... And that is that these have been the laws relating to the respective korban discussed in the earlier pasukim of the text. A second translation option is when the Zot Torat format comes at the beginning of a series of pasukim dealing with a particular korban, and with this option the Zot Torat translates as these, in other words the following are the laws relating to the particular korban. There is a third option, that in addition to option 2 there is some code embedded into the words that point to a midrashic interpretation that go beyond the Pshuta Shel Mikra. This is in line with one of the rules that the Rebbe has for the understanding of Rashi's commentaries, and that is that Rashi will borrow from Medrash if the Pshuta Shel Mikra approach is inadequate. The thesis of the Rebbe is that the Zot Torat HaOlah of Vayikra 6:2 is problematic from the standpoint of the Pshuta Shel Mikra, and for this reason Rashi, borrowing from the Torah Kahanim, a midrashic document, reads a midrashic interpretation into this pasuk relating to the status of the meat from an invalid korban olah that was accidentally placed upon the mizbeach is to be treated as a valid korban olah and must remain on the mizbeach. Rashi is forced into looking for a midrashic interpretation because of the inadequacies of the first 2 options for the format Zot Torat ... Option 1 for Zot Torat HaOlah, these have been the laws relating to the korban olah, is obviously problematic on account of the fact that this phrase introduces rather than concludes the segment dealing with the korban olah. Similarly, option 2 for the Zot Torat HaOlah, the following are the laws relating to the korban olah, is also problematic in that it creates a jaggedness within the text narrative. As noted in part 1, the laws relating to the korban olah are recorded in Perek Aleph of Sefer Vayikra, and 17 pasukim are allocated to this topic. The korban olah is mentioned once again in Perek Vav, but the only reference to the korban olah is found in a single pasuk, Vayikra 6:2, and therefore it is somewhat of an overkill to suggest that for the single pasuk reference to the korban olah we have an introduction that states Zot Torat HaOlah, that the following are the laws relating to the korban olah, and for this reason Rashi proposes a midrashic interpretation for this pasuk, all within the parameters of the Pshuta Shel Mikra.